Hey y'all, this is Destiny Hemphill, and I'm going to read a few poems for you for the West End Poetry Festival. And I hope that wherever you are able to access some ease and gentleness. And if it's challenging, because for so many of us, it is. I hope that there's some comfort in knowing that everything is temporary. The poems I'm going to read are from my manuscript in progress, The Mother World Devotions. And that manuscript is written in immense grief and also immense belief that another world is possible. And it's thinking about the apocalypse as signaling, instead of the end of the world, the end of a world. And acknowledging that the world that we inhabit right now is only one of many worlds that have existed on this planet. And it's a world that's been constituted by anti-Blackness, colonial brutality, and capitalism. And once that world sheds, it's possible, holds the possibility that we can usher in ritual and structures of care that sustains all life, particularly Black life, and that some of those rituals and structures of care are already available to us in the present. It's a matter of proliferating them as practice, and amplifying them. So before I read, though, I invite you to just take a breath with me. And I'll often take breaths between poems, and I invite you to continue breathing with me intentionally. I'm going to be reading in this direction, so my head will be doing this movement just to prepare. And the first poem is The Portal Appears. Before proceeding, an invocation to be read aloud. Scarlet sky, fissured earth, cotton mouthed, your hands clasped across your splitting belly. In your craw is the historical entanglement, the half millennium long planetary ecocide genocide not known as since 1492. You were born into it and it into you, churning, burning, bulging within you. Your ears ring, soften your craggy breath. Now a hum, soften your craggy breath. Now a song, yes, a cicada song, burrowing into your skull. Go to the edge, not the bleached pit of the center, but the edge. The song says, go to the edge. No, not the hemorrhaged modeling borders of empire, but beyond, elsewhere. Go to the edge. Look down, slivers of moon rind so thin they look like they could slice the soles of your feet. Illumine your path, you follow them. Sometimes you walk, slither, hop along the slivers of moon rind to the edge. Sometimes the knot makes it that you are writhing, convulsing, revolting to the edge nonetheless. The edge be a liminal space, and you know liminal doesn't equal marginal. If you don't know, now you know, but rather liminal be a ritual space, and a ritual space be for summoning and transformation. When you arrive, the fragrance of mulberry trees washes over you. It is dusk. You are not alone here. Others surround you with red threads hanging from their mouths. You feel the knot entangled within you unravel. You all kneel, sink into the edge, pull the threads from each of your own mouths, not always gently, not always gingerly. As you pull, unravel, disentangle, you swoon and sway in somnolence. A summoning hum, then howl, comes from your throats. And as you summon other worlds, may other worlds summon you. And as you summon another world, may another world summon you. As you summon Mother World, may Mother World summon. This is dispatches from the now here. 1. In the now times, this is what we know. To build a mother world is never easy, not when a silence stews, sulfur stench of hunger brews on our breath. And yes, we can remember what the prophet mother sang in the oracles of Mamanim. Y'all be sweet now to each other, you hear? And yes, we are striving to be sweet, but what a striving sweetness is when we are surviving off the bile and salt and sweat from our flesh. And it's never an easy thing. No, no, never easy. When our calves are tired, so tired, and our feet weeping blistered and tender. Not when we have to hide in the same trees that we know fugitives before us had to hide in. Not when we are hiding in the same trees that others were hanged from. 2. This is what we know, that when it is not easy, this makes it even more necessary to be sweet with each other, even more necessary to dream with each other. So we find a patch of earth that still has soil, lie down, fingers interlaced like mycelium. And it's never an easy thing when we feel pebbles under our elbows and at the surfaces of our spines, dust in our nostrils and in our dry throats. And it's never easy when we are hungry, not metaphorically hungry, but hungry, hungry. And thirsty, not poetically thirsty, but thirsty, thirsty. And it's never easy once we fall and dream with each other and get to a crossroads. And there's always a crossroads. Tonight, some of us want to go away where some get honey, but not all of us. And what determines what gets us fed is arbitrary, like our hair, or our age, or our tongues, or our gender, or how we love or express our rage, or our hue, or what we can or cannot do with our bodies. And some of us cry in this dream, but something is better than nothing. And some of us cry in this dream, but we said we weren't going to settle no more. We said we came to unsettle. And some of us scream because it's the only way to get some of us to know we care about this. And some of us scream because it is the only way we know to prove to our own selves that we care. And some of us furl our fists because we are so used to fighting this way, have had to fight kindred before, and will fight them again if it means we can survive. And some of us furl into ourselves because we have fought enough, lost enough, are still fighting in so many little ways, and just want to, if only for a little bit, rest. 3. This is what we know. We practice dreaming together, not because we know the place of our dreams will come true, but because we know that what we dream is possible by virtue of our dreaming it. 4. This is what we know, the place we are seeking, the place that we call a good place. It's a place that others have believed to be nowhere, have designed other worlds like our receding one in such a way so that this place that sustains life like ours, sustains Black life, is nowhere. And we are bold enough to believe that we can create it to be now here. This is what we know. We did not come this far to recover who we once were, but to recover the desire to be who we need to become. This is Blood Memory, a riddle, and it's from my friend Rose. And the names mentioned belong to some of my maternal ancestors. Here, let us consider for a moment that reality is a secret and that the body is a crypt. Let us consider for a moment the specter that since the body is a crypt with secrets that Mabel, Nellie, and Lucinda hide in yours. The specters that you sense, like the spirits Lucinda feigned not to see or hear. Again, what secrets did Mabel, Nellie, and Lucinda bury in you when they conspired to connect their lineages? Yes, the spirits Lucinda feigned not to see or hear, the baby that Mabel had to give away, the baby that Nellie tried to keep alive. When they conspired to connect their lineages, they conjured you. The baby that Mabel gave away, the baby that Nellie tried to keep alive. When you try to speak grief, your tongue swells with the heavy endowment that they conjured you, and you know your mother's blessed your sacred mouth and all that it holds therein. When you try to speak grief, your tongue swells with the heavy endowment that even in your dreams, your voice abandons you. But don't you know your mother's blessed your scared mouth and all that it holds therein? The shells and the poison, the atmosphere and the moth wings, the skin. Still, even in your dreams, your voice abandons you in search of a planet untethered to the shells, the poison, the atmosphere, the cicada wings, the skin, in search of rest in the blue spaces between language, in search of a body, cosmic or not, untethered to reality as a secret, in search for rest in the blue spaces between language, here. So, these last two poems. This one is called We Ask Mama Nim, Where is the Mother World? And it's an acrostic after a Ruthie Wilson Gilmore quote. And so the spine reads, listen, it's building the future from the present in all of the ways we can. Listen, it's in, not at, and the whistle and hiss, the steam of your breath as you chant, we ready, we coming atop of a jail building in ruins. Yes, it's in your breath, and in the never dwindling kindle of your fingertips as you reach out and touch the hands of your kindred, the living and your dead who keep you here, right here where we offer ourselves as the remains of the remaining future. Keep breathing, don't stop now, yes, in your breath and in your hands that fend off, defend us from the state that craves our death, seeks to snuff our breath, lick the bones, chew the sinew, and in the same hands tending the fire, tending to the tendons pulled in flight, the bedraggled roots of raised hawthorn trees, to the composting of our present, tending to the dream that what we need and what others have believed to be found nowhere can be found in the now here, like in those moments you said rent shouldn't exist, so here's a little money for it, or don't got money for rent, but take all the food you want, or don't got food, but wrap yourself up in this, or don't have anything to wear, but here's a card, been thinking of you, and a song written for you, and a milkweed found by chance, and the paper you've been wanting so you can write your mama a letter to say you're okay, or here's a map of the hidden ways to get back safe. Listen, we've already been molding and shaping, spinning and folding, birthing and sharing. Can you feel it? In our breath and in our hands. Between us, we've got the mother world, the whole mother world, in our breath and in our hands. So the final poem is How We Got Our Blues Tongue, and it's after Toni K. Bambara. There's a line here from her, the Commodores, and Tremaine Hawkins. And I encourage you to get Salt Eaters after this, to listen to Zoom by the Commodores, and listen to Going Up Yonder, which is by Walter Hawkins choir, but Tremaine Hawkins is the lead. And so her voice is in the backdrop of this poem. And also it's an obsidian, so each line starts with the letter of the alphabet sequentially. How we got our blues tongue. And the augurs among us direct our gaze to the sky, all alluvial, breaking through, breaking blue, and we open our mouths to catch the cerulean, catch the rugged blues again on our tongue, blurred and bruised. Decadent deluge of dirge, drenching skin, dandelions and dirt. Diviners say we dancing dizzy to the ends of the world, dancing at the end of the world to elsewhere, edging to flight. Let there be flight, and their flight be. We be a many forked tongue folk. Glossolalia gurgling, crossing and translating other realms folk. Apocalyptic glitch, we put our hands on our hips and put our hands in the air, hold our hands to the hanks and catch their iridescent feathers. Oh, hanks, come true to us, come blue to us, come through to this juke point we call Earth. This jagged jollification, we won't jilt you, no. We keep our dead kin with us as the dead kin have kept us the living. Listen, empire can't catch us, but it can catch these hands of redistribution, these moonfire spells to undo and redo, these fractal winged myths exploding the means, this newness, this emergence that isn't actually that new at all. If we're telling the truth about our origins, this is quite old. Yes, blues old, which is bones old, which is dirt old. Oh yes, we've got our poems, parables, psalms, and our own palms as record that we've refashioned ourselves before. We've questioned ourselves before, quivered with loss before, made portal of crisis and quantum leap rebirthed, bled and tended flesh wounds with rest and sinking medicine before, because the material without the spiritual and psychic does not a dialectic make. Let's get the rhythm of our feet. Let's get the rhythm of our throats, holding a cosmic alchemy of tragedy and celebration that can turn this thing upside down so that the sky becomes soil and soil becomes sky and dirt is what we seek for salvation. Verily, verily, when you get this rhythm, meet us at the crossroads. You'll know because you'll hear whistling from the mulberry trees. You'll smell them too, and we'll be there perched, looking real zenial and otherworldly. We'll be humming with the haints, inspiring about going up yonder to be with our mother world. Zoom, zoom. We'd like to fly away to right here. Thank you all so much.